Hi, this is your host, Woody Landeros. You're listening to Shut Up and Fail. Today, I am with Richie Valentine. Such a pleasure. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks, man. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I don't know. No, thanks. No,
All righty.
Well,
there we go.
Yeah, we're good. No, yeah, so I'm a 21-year-old singer-songwriter. I make beats. I play guitar. I try my best to play other instruments, drums, bass, piano, anything artistic.
Nice. So with actually, I didn't know you were 21. You look older than that.
That's good. Kind of. Yeah.
It's like I don't have any facial hair. Like I'm trying.
See, I had this debate where I was like, do I want facial hair? Do I want to showcase myself as this person? But
I feel like you look like 25.
All right, that's cool. I'll take it.
That's what I think you look.
All right.
How old do you think I am?
24.
Okay. I'm 23.
Okay,
Sweet.
There you go. There you go.
That's like about the same thing. The reason why I brought on Richie on this podcast, well, first of all, he has this amazing, it's like this nostalgic vibe, I would say, on your Instagram. And then you got the heart glasses, you got it going.
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily a famous artist or anything, but I think just everything that he's doing on Instagram is just, it's amazing. You guys have to check out his Instagram. What's your Instagram handle, by the way?
My Instagram handle is Richie Valentine, with two E's at the end.
Sweet.
Valentine.
So, and then also, I wanted to talk about the I guess how hard it is to be an artist. I bet it's difficult, especially just being a guitar artist out here and trying to make it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues with being an artist today is just the market's super saturated.
Yeah.
There's just so many people trying to do it, and but to me, music it's worth it. It's worth the struggle.
Why do you think it's so saturated?
No, it's just with SoundCloud and the way how easy it is now to make music, which is, I'm not complaining about it. I love it. I think it's great because it's almost like an explosion of new music and different kinds. We started with American music started with blues, which came from soul, spirituals and stuff, and then we went to blues, and then that just launched everything.
I see the music world for me. It feels like just outrageous competition, constant, just next song.
For sure.
There's no pause in the music industry.
No,
it's any pause is filled in with the next artist, and it's always being fed. So when it comes down to making music, do you ever feel pressure for it to be perfect or for it to be just as good as another one, or what goes in your mind when you're producing something?
Not necessarily perfect. Perfect in my eyes, I think. I think one of the most important things whenever you're making anything is to be genuine. And honestly, I think that's the most important thing, is to be yourself and really showcase, hey, this is me. You know what I mean? I've never been one where it's I'm gonna make music because I think this people are this group is gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, I look at it through a more of a creative lens than a business aspect, which, don't get me wrong. I still think of, the business aspect because I would love to, make a living off this. But I think looking at it through a creative lens, first and foremost is important to be genuine.
It also, when you become genuine, I feel like it's this most recent thing I've been saying is to be a selfish artist. So being a selfish artist, to an artist, it sounds like a bad word, because anytime I tell an artist you need to be selfish as an artist, they're like, well, other people have to like it, but really anytime I make a film, it's for other people, yes, but it's for me. Right. It's for me to be satisfied. It's for me to be happy with what I create, because if I create something that somebody else wants, then I'm not going to be happy about it.
Exactly.
If I draw something that somebody else wants, or if I dance something that somebody else wants, or whatever I'm doing in my life, then there's going to be that little bit of the fulfillment that's not going to be fulfilled. And so being a selfish artist, I see that too in your art. I just see it it's like every single time you're recording, it's like you said, this is me, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's funny because a lot of the posts I do is they're really like just like a couple takes. Like I try not to overdo it.
Yeah.
You know, because again, you know, it's important to be genuine, and I think from the get go, the first couple takes are the best.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, I right now I have a single out called "I Die for You."
Yeah.
And I dropped a video for it the same day I released it, and
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on
yeah.
YouTube. Well, I subscribed to the YouTube channel because I'm like, you need to make more of this stuff, you know?
I
Like,
know.
it's just that, like, it's that one take thing that, like, you know, I'll do that with improv dance videos too. Like, I'll just record, just go dance, post it.
Yeah.
And then, like, my girlfriend asked me, like, if I thought it was good, and I'll say, no, that thing's a piece of shit. Like, I don't like this thing. Like, I hate it. But, like, I need to post it.
Right.
You know, I need to post it because, like, it's just that progress.
Yeah.
Being able to see the progress as well.
Yeah. I mean, I always think it's amazing when you could see someone's growth.
Yeah.
You know, this like some of the best artists out there. You could see like an evolution in their work. You know, not necessarily just music, but you know, all mediums.
Yeah.
You know, it's always interesting, and it's really cool to watch.
Yeah. So for like being like a guitar, you play guitar primarily. Who are your favorite guitar players right now? 3 of them. Give me a top 3.
Top 3. I mean, so for me, it'd probably be Prince, Jimmy Page, and I mean Hendrix. Or I mean, we could talk about Joe Pass, but that's like jazz, you know.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm
I mean,
a fan of jazz.
Yeah, I like number 1 is gonna have to be Prince. Like, because to me, it's more. I mean, more than just a guitarist. You know, his main instrument was bass.
Yeah.
But he was just a genius.
Yeah.
Everything he did was.
He definitely did what he wanted to do.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's what I liked about
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? He definitely didn't really listen to anyone, and you know, really sought out a path for his own.
It's interesting because when you see an artist create for someone else, you can really see how it affects their work. And so like if you have a time period on something, like if you need to perform something, you need to give somebody a project right now or in 24 hours. And if you have to perform it like this sound and do it this way, and you have all these rules and regulations, then you can really see your art like plummet at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's being controlled by someone else. And like to create freely is honestly a pleasure. I mean, a pleasure. It is a pleasure. It is a, what is that word? It is a privilege.
There you go.
It is a privilege and a pleasure. It is a privilege to make what you want to make. That's why I like the YouTube space, because I feel like, hey, you know what? I could do whatever the hell I want to do. You don't like my stuff, you don't have to watch it.
You don't have to watch
you
it.
know, I can make 10-minute videos, 2-minute videos. I don't care. Like I'll do what I want to do, and I'm gonna find viewers or listeners or people that enjoy the company. Those are the type of people that you want to attract, not the people that you want, you know, like industry standards or anything, or
Right.
you know. So I applaud you for that. It's definitely it's difficult as an artist. I don't know how to explain it because it just feels like it could be looked at as like work or like, oh, just do it. But definitely getting something out of your art piece is very important.
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool to make something and then seeing a positive reaction from other people where they're like, "Oh, that's super dope."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's like, "Oh, I feel just like how you know he feels in that song or whatever." You know.
So do you write your own stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
What was that song? The song you just released again?
"I Die for You."
I Die
with
for You. Did you
Letter U?
Did you record that? I mean, did you write that?
Yeah. So fun story about that one is inspiration came from I was hanging out with this chick from Sacramento, and we were having a good time, and you know, it just sucked. She had to leave and go back, and I remember that night I was like super quiet, really reserved, like just couldn't sleep. So like 1 a.m, I was like, oh, let me touch some music, let me see what I could do. Came up with a A beat. Honestly, I came up with the whole song. I came up with the song. I wrote words to it. I recorded it. I shot the music video on one night. I didn't go to sleep like at 4 a.m. that night. But to me, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that, like, it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
You know, there's always those instances.
It's interesting that you said 4 a.m. because I used to have a music group called Till 4 a.m. And it was pretty much whatever you're doing till 4 a.m. is what you should be doing for the rest of your life.
No, that's,
you know, like creating music or like just filmmaking or doing stuff like this. Like you lose track of time.
Right. Especially when you're in that, once you get that, the flow state, you know, there's a certain flow state that anyone who creates or anyone that's, you know, good at anything, like they get in this mindset where it's like, they don't even think about it.
Yep. It's just go.
It just go. Yeah. It just comes out. You know what I mean? And those are always the best.
Yeah.
This is, again, back to, you know, being genuine. I think once you enter that flow state, it's like, it's just happening.
Yeah.
You know?
How about being like because even for me, like on YouTube, like I have right now, it's only at 400 subscribers and I'm like trying to find out what to do next, like how to move it up. Like, do you ever get frustrated at like creating and not getting enough attention?
Yeah, that's definitely you know, a struggle. But you know, what I've kind of learned to do is just, you know, you just gotta keep creating content.
Yeah.
You know, eventually something's gotta take. You know, I use the metaphor. You know, you're reaching your hand into a cookie jar. You know, one of the ones that you can't like see directly. Yeah. You know, you're gonna put your hand in there. You're not necessarily gonna grab the cookie right away. You know what I mean? But eventually, you keep moving your hand. You're gonna grab one and you're gonna pull it out. You know, so it's just eventually something's got to take. So it's just important to just stay consistent with content and. You know,
I think you have something going with the glasses.
Oh, thanks.
I like the glasses. I feel like it's a staple. Like my girlfriend has like these little red glasses, and that's like her staple as a filmmaker.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think like recently I've been growing out my hair and just like having like the curly like just craziness going on.
That's dope.
And I need to have that like as my staple. And when I saw your glasses, I was like, God damn it! I was like, I should have had the hard glasses.
Yeah.
But it's just cool, like just seeing your stuff in general. So how do you? I bet, has there ever been a time where you just feel like it's not worth it?
Yeah, I mean, all the time. There's always doubts along this journey. You know, I'm always having to pull myself out of like slumps where I'm like, knock it off. You know what I mean? Like, you're fine. Like, just keep going at it.
Does that happen often?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens quite a bit. I think that varies.
I like
on
how
the
you
person.
answered that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Cries. Yeah, I gotta go.
It happens a lot.
I know. No,
that was such an honest answer. No, yeah, dude, I get in the same way, man.
Yeah,
I get in the same way. It just happens. It just happens as a creative.
Yeah,
I think because you believe in yourself so much, and then when something doesn't happen the way that you want it to, you're like, but it was good.
Yeah, right.
You know, the song is amazing. Like, why isn't anybody? Or the video is great. Why is it only getting this many views? Or you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, John Mayer. That's another huge influence for me. I love him to death. He said that you know, one of his advices for like, you know, young singer-songwriters is like, just keep writing. You write a song, okay, it wasn't good, trash it. All right, write another song, wasn't good, trash it. Another one, that one's all right, keep it. Okay, write another one, trash. All right, get rid of it. You know, and it's that constant. You know, you just got to keep going.
Yeah. It's like working out. You know, everybody expects to go to the gym and then be like buff as hell the next day, but it takes like years and years of like actually like, you know, dieting and just going back and back. It's having a good routine.
Yes.
I had a podcast with my friend Daniel Martinez, which is the way that we met.
Yeah.
And we talked about good ideas and good systems overthrow good ideas. So people that have like a routine and have like a plan overthrow the people that have, you know, a good idea and don't do anything about it.
Right.
So like just having that good system of being able to create constantly is going to overthrow the people that are overthinking and that are, just sitting there trickling their thumbs and saying like, when am I going to actually, I'll eventually post something. One day I'll do it.
Yeah.
When the video quality is good, when the audio quality is good. Like, it's about making something right now, just putting it out there and saying like, hey, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no.
There it is. Like, I'm working on it.
I was definitely like that for the longest time, where I would just keep telling myself like, okay, because I'm a college dropout. But
Me too.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me.
I know, it's just, I don't know. But I was telling myself, okay, I'll go to school, and then all right, after this semester I'll start making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, after this I'll do that.
Just pushing it on.
Yeah, pushing it on. And after this I'll get Logic, or after this and I was just like, no, you know what? I got to stop making excuses. That's like rule number one.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, there's a million excuses you can make. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I went to work. I'd worked both jobs today.
Don't have enough time. All this stuff.
Like you said, I mean,
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
the 4
got
a.m. club.
so much goddamn time in this world.
Oh, yes, you do. You do. I mean, it's amazing. There's endless, excuses you can make.
Especially when you hear someone like, oh, I don't have time to do this. And then they go and they tell you on like, did you see that entire like 6 hours of Netflix series?
Yeah, right. Or like you just see them always on like social media, and it's like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you really? Do you really want this? I've been saying this recent thing that like, I'm not afraid of artists because most artists are afraid of actually doing what they can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a person can be completely talented, but they're always going to be thinking and like, second guessing and not actually doing something. I'm afraid of that person that's like fully dedicated, like a business person that's going to say like, I will beat you. Like, I will beat you in anything, and actually go out and do it. So I want to mix both like art and business and demolish. That's
kind of what I've been on. I had a cousin fly in from Washington somewhat recently, and we went, get a couple drinks, and we were talking, and I was telling him, I'm like, because he was saying how like, you don't have to be a starving artist, and I go, you're right, and I was like, but you need that struggle to give you creativity, right? And he goes, not necessarily, because you could have 2 jobs making money, still struggling because you're not where you want to be. And I go, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? And there's a way, especially with social media the way it is now. You could sell soap, make handmade soap, and you could be the best soap maker around here. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing too is that soap maker could be a part-time contractor,
right?
And you wouldn't even know like the image or like anything because you can make like a grand business online.
Yeah, if you know how to brand it, you could do whatever. You can. That's what's so annoying sometimes when I'm talking to people and they're like, "Oh, I wish I was doing that."
Yeah.
Or it's like, "Oh, but he had that."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
that's worse. The luck thing.
I hate that.
I'm gonna put it straight for some of you guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, life's not fair. It's not fair from the get-go. Yep. The moment you're born, like, it's not fair that I was born here in 1997 instead of 1300s in Europe. Indentured servitude. That's not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, from the get-go. But a lot of younger people are just trying to make life fair, and I'm telling you, I'm like, it's unfortunate. Yeah. I wish it was. You know what I mean? I really wish things were fair. I think the world would be better off, but it's all about the struggle.
There's no way though.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way.
There's no way. Yeah. With the history that we have, just like with our entire world, there's no way. There's no way that anything could be fair. But there is a way that with like the knowledge and the skills and the dedication and like the hard work, that you can make it fair.
Exactly.
But if you sit there and you think about like you said, well, I couldn't do that because I didn't start out with, like a loan from this guy, and I don't have this right studio. Right. Like, there are people out there, like, you see it on YouTube all the time. I forgot what her name is, but she records in front, like, with a laptop screen. Dang it, I need to find that song. But she records all of her music through the laptop and just sings, and she became super well known.
Claro?
Yes.
Claro, yes. I love Claro. Shout out to Claro. Yeah.
Beautiful music.
No, it's fun.
And and what, she needs a studio? Like, she needs to be more fortunate with like the film crew. Like, what she need. What does she need? Like, she doesn't need
Exactly.
anything. You just need to do. You just need to put yourself out there. You need to
Yeah.
be honest. You need to be yourself. You need like
Yeah, that's why
just go for it.
I'm a huge fan of the of one takes, like one take music videos and stuff.
What's your favorite artist right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hard one. I got a couple. I mean,
Or name out some good artists. What kind of
alright,
what kind of vibes are you
some
listening
vibes. All right, so I'm gonna have to shout out Kendrick Lamar is a huge inspiration to me. I don't necessarily rap. My music isn't really rap, but he's everything he does is like there's something behind it.
Yeah.
It's meaningful. This band called Cherub, they're amazing. They're like electric pop funk kind of music. I like to think of it. It reminds me of Prince. Like they pull heavy from like Prince and Outkast,
Yeah.
which is amazing. It's so cool. They're really fun with their music. So like
to?
Kendrick,
Give me like two more.
my boy Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye's great. A lot of people like to hate on him, but he's one of those artists that evolved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could see his work and his different albums, and it's just like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really is amazing. Like I mentioned, John Mayer.
John Mayer.
I remember when I first started getting into guitar, Foo Fighters were a huge inspiration because I was all about rock and like blues rock. Queens of the Stone Age, Rage Against the Machine, Tool. Stuff like that, heavier stuff. But now, it's totally open. I love now Coltrane. A lot of these jazz greats.
What do you think? What do you think about like Yellow Days? Have you listened to Yellow Days?
No.
Yellow Days. You got the Mac DeMarco.
Oh yeah, Mac DeMarco's cool.
That's probably like my wave.
Like vibey.
Yeah, surf rock. I would say it's called like.
Yeah, something like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of lo-fi, kind of surf rock, kind of alternative.
What I work
indie,
on,
I
like
guess.
when I work on music or when I work on anything, my films, dance. Anytime I always hang out to just lo-fi hip hop. Like I just hang out. That's what I normally have background playing in my head even.
Yeah, it's definitely a good little thing to get you going.
Mm-hmm.
Radiohead.
Yeah,
I like Radiohead a lot
Radiohead.
too.
They're great.
I like to draw or do lyrical work to that, or do handle emails, whatever.
Yeah,
that's another good one.
So going back to I guess just being like a starving artist.
Yeah,
it's just in general, like I feel like all of us, a lot of people that are even watching this. How do you handle that frustration? Like, what do you do? Do you punch a wall, or do you do you create more? Do you
a couple things. I definitely create more. There's always inspiration out of darkness, or just times you were down, frustration.
Yeah, frustrations lead to breakthroughs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like number one motivator, frustration. Like if it's really bad, I'll relax, take a day off, try to get some meditation, work out. You know what I mean? Just try to not really think about the struggles or what particular stresses you're having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
what kind of, talking about like the stress, I guess, what kind of things go on in your head like while you're in these things? Because for me, I feel like, is it not good enough? Are you smart enough? Are you knowledgeable? Like just like those are my negative things in my head. But what kind of things go on in your head? For me, it's honestly it's mainly providing for my family. I mean, I'm single, but I mean like my parents and because I'm first generation. Both my parents are from Mexico, so that's one of the key motivators for me. Not only because I love music, don't get me wrong, I love creating and stuff, but they've just done so much, and it's hard. My mom still works 5-6 days a week. My dad's having to stop working soon because he has glaucoma. Like he's losing his vision. Wow.
And it's really hard to watch. So I'm telling myself like this is the time to do it. There's no way it's not happening.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and I tell myself, 2020 I'll be at Coachella. Next year I'll be there. I don't care if it's a small tent. I don't care if it's I'm gonna be there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Dang.
So as we speak, I'm working on my second single is going to be dropped on March 14th. Keep My Bride Side. I'll have a video that goes along with that. And then the next following month or maybe week. I don't know. We'll see how I want to start dropping stuff. I'm working on a third song. And I'll be quick to that. I'm also trying to figure out how I would want to do a live set, you know. So I'm messing with different things.
Yeah.
Whether I want to bring in friends to like do you know, like a live band setup.
Yeah. Let me know if you need help with that, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, off tops. Or if I want to do like a solo set, because I'm always thinking that would be really cool if I brought like, you know, a bass, guitar, you know, my MIDI setup, you know, tracks, and I just open, you know, and I just do a live set.
Dude, I would watch
myself
it
with loops and stuff.
That
I think that'd
sick.
be interesting.
That would be sick because anytime I see you post on Instagram, I keep up, you know, like what's next? What's next? What's next? So if you had like a live stream and you told people like, on this day, I'm going to be playing music for a whole hour. Bro.
That would be
Even
cool.
if you're just sitting down, like having some milk or something, like waiting, just listening to a beat, and then like whenever you feel it, comes on in.
Yeah.
Dude, like what, so when, like going through all that stuff, you know, with your family, how does that affect your music? Do you see it affect your music? Like having, you know, struggles going on with your family?
You know, a little bit. You know, it definitely forces me to keep going at it. Honestly, that's one of the key like uppers for me. Is, you know, I'll get down on, like we were talking about. You know, I'll get down on myself and I'll be like, snap out of it. You know, this isn't the time. You know, like my parents have worked way too hard for me to just give up on this.
Just throw it
you
away.
know?
Yeah.
I used to. It's funny because my first passion was soccer. I played soccer for about 8 years.
Soccer for 10 years.
Hey, there you go.
Let's
go.
go. Yo, that free sport for Hispanics.
That's like off tops. Yeah.
Dude, like my whole family was all in soccer.
I know. Yeah. No. So you know, that was my first passion, and I remember I used to get in like debates with my dad. I don't want to say arguments because, you know, we're cool. You know? But we used to get into like somewhat, you know, debates where it's like, oh, son, why do you want to always entertain people? Why do you have to entertain people? You know, this. He didn't necessarily say it was a waste of time, because he did, you know, he took me to practice. He took me to everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I was in like a travel team. You know what I mean? So he drove me to Arizona for a tournament. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. He definitely supported me. But, you know, when it came time to, you know, when I turned 16, I could get a job. He's like, son, you need to get a job. You know what I mean? And which that, you know, that helped with a lot of the work ethic I have now. But, you know, there was for sure debates where he was like, well, why are you doing this? Why do you got to entertain people? You know? And then it was the same thing when I started getting into music. You know, senior year of high school, I told myself, okay, let's get serious about this. Let's actually, you know, let's start playing music. Let's, you know, jam with people. Let's start trying to make stuff, whatever. And he told me the same thing. He goes, son, I don't know why you're trying to do this. Like, it's just a waste, you know? But you know, my rebuttal was always like, you know, you came here, you and mom came here so I could do something else and live a better life. You know what I mean? It would be a waste if I just got like a construction job, to be honest. You know, obviously, like for the short term, cool. The long term, you know,
Like why?
Yeah, like the majority of my family's in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it would be a waste if I did something of that magnitude. So I go, no, music's gonna be it for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try I'm gonna do something that my family hasn't yet.
Yeah.
You know, I really hope to be a pioneer with for my family.
I see my life in the same way that my parents, you know, are also like the first to be here, and before that, I was all in Mexico. You know, shout out to Mexicacan, shout out to Culiacan, Sinaloa. You know, and how I see it is a baton pass.
Right.
You know, if I run this race and I hand you the baton and you run back to rerun my race, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like you're dumb.
Yeah.
You know, and something that I would say just like Americans that have been here for longer than you know, Hispanics have done well is pass the baton. And what I fear is that like Hispanics need to realize that, you know, we need to pass that baton and get better and better and better and build like on our wealth, on our knowledge, and on everything. Like if my kid is just as smart as me, then I didn't do my job. He needs to be smarter. He needs to be faster. He needs to grab whatever I created and move further. And I applaud you for that, because a lot of, you know, I mean, I don't want to call all Hispanics, but it just, like, I don't like seeing when, like, somebody says I have to do the same thing that my father did.
Yeah.
Because we're struggling. You know, they should grab the knowledge and build something more. Now, that's not to say that, you know, if your dad's a construction worker and you're a construction worker, now you're a failure. It's just to say, like, if you do have another passion, like making music or making films, like, go do that. Like, that's why they worked so hard.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
like if you shouldn't drop down your guitar and go be in the restaurant business.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And
you need to do you. You need to be honest. Like,
yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. The Hispanic community, the culture, you know, it's at least, you know, I mean, it's getting better. But
it's hard to say because you are Hispanic.
Yeah,
and
right.
so, like, you don't want to down talk.
Yeah.
But all of this is coming out of, like, positivity. Like,
Yeah.
like we
No, for
want
sure.
to win.
Well, how I put it is, like, you know, Mexicans as a whole are hardworking people, or hardworking people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't want to say we're complacent. That has kind of a negative connotation, but in a way, we kind of get complacent. You know what I mean? And
I'm not that great with some vocab words. I don't know what that word is.
no, you get like
that's like
you get comfortable. Yeah. We get comfortable and we settle.
Okay,
you know
then
what I mean?
100% agree.
And it's like, you know, physically, and, you know, we're hardworking, but I think intellectually we kind of we slack.
Yeah.
In certain regards, and I would love to see a bigger push for. I don't think college is necessarily the end all be all.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, because I'm not, you know, I dropped out, but
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to see more of a push to education in the Hispanic communities. You know, like, it's for a lot of people, it's always like work.
Get a job.
Work, get a job.
That's
pay the bills,
answer.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And that limits you. You know what I mean? Especially when you're younger and you know you're single. You don't have any kids. You don't have any responsibilities. It again, it's like a waste of a perfectly good opportunity. And that's where I'm at. Where it's like, you know, excuse me. There's no way I'm gonna settle.
Yeah.
At least not right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep going until I'm doing what I love, and I could support everyone I love.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been in a few moments in my life where I've had some decent amount of money,
Right.
and then on the other side I've had like $0.
Right.
And I'll tell you this, that when you have $0 and you're just doing what you need to do to survive, sometimes you don't make the best decisions, because if you're always just thinking about how do I survive and not thrive, then that's not the right way to think.
Yeah.
So I think just in general, like, all people, all human beings need to always think about, like, no matter you're rich or poor or whatever it is, you need to think about the next step. Like, you need to think about long term, you know, like, what am I going to be able to do in 5 years or in 10 years? Because that's how, like, rich people think. That's how, you know, anybody, even not even talking about money, that's how creatives think that make a long lasting career.
Right.
And if you start thinking, what do I need to do in the next hour, or what do I need to do by tomorrow, then you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to go in a circle.
Yes.
Like, you know, get a job is like going in a circle. Like just to get a job to just get paid.
And that's it. Yeah.
Then you're going in a circle. And if you don't have time to think about your future, or think about, you know, I need to be on stage, you know, 2020.
Right. Yeah.
Those are the type of things that you need to think about.
Yeah, I mean, visualization's a huge underrated. Like, it's not talked about enough. I don't think. I constantly give myself goosebumps because I imagine myself outside, you know, like Columbia Records or Sony Records. You know, I visualize myself outside, you know, in tears, because I could pay off my parents' mortgage, or I could tell them to, you know, retire. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, because it's like I said, man, it's hard to watch, and especially because they've done so much.
Yeah.
And that's a key motivator right now.
Yeah.
Visualization's key. You know, you need to wake up and you need to tell yourself, I'm going to be there. I'm going to do this. Like, I used to always be like, I think I'm going to make it. I might do it. I maybe might, you know, but it's like, you got to get that out of the head. You got to get that out of your vocab. You got to say, I'm going to do it. Because in that, you're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You know, for your future self.
You might have already answered this question, but I have three more questions before we wrap it up.
No, of course. No.
What advice would you give someone that's doing the same thing as you right now, like being a guitar player, being a musician, being an artist?
One, be open. That's key. You got to be open. You know, you can't be closed. That's important. Two, be genuine. Be yourself. Don't make music because you think this person might like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it because you like it. Express yourself.
Yeah.
That's key. You know, and I feel like some people don't have that. You know, and don't be scared. You know, just release music.
Sweet.
And I get bugged when people are like, when they show you something like, oh yeah, yeah, it sounds kind of bad because I recorded it like this at 2 a.m. and I didn't do that, and I'm like, dude, no, it's okay.
Just
hey, present
accept it. Yeah,
accept it. It's okay. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
If you keep working at it, the quality will go up. Just through, it's like law of nature. Like, if you keep working at something, you're gonna get better.
Yep.
So don't worry.
Just ship it. Send it.
Yeah, just send it. Just put it out there. You know what I mean?
And another question is, after you've seen like whatever I do, like with Shut Up and Fail, my podcast, like Woody's Journey, what advice would you give me continuing as a creative?
Do you, honestly. Do you? I guess, try to get feedback like you're doing. Get feedback from others. Collaborate, which is another thing. Another thing I'll add to the last question is, collaborate with people. You never know.
Yeah.
Be open. Try new things. It's always good to experiment. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, but you don't know until you try it.
Yeah.
So always experiment.
Sweet.
Try new things. Even if it's like change the font or something.
I like that advice.
You know what I mean? So.
And then one last question: if you were to name your entire career with one word, right, your journey to this day, what word would it be?
One word for the struggle, for the whole journey. I want to say love. I got hardship classes. So
I'll accept love.
Right?
I like love.
Or I only say that because, as Elon Musk said, love is the answer. He's not wrong. I think a lot of people, a lot of the issues we're having with mainstream everything is like there's no empathy.
Yeah.
There's no people mess up. And it's so weird with this whole cancel culture that's going on, where it's like, oh, what did they do? Get rid of them, have them fired, have them lose their house, have them lose. Like, we're humans.
Yeah.
We mess up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, relax, okay?
Love.
If something was unsavory, all right, well, tell them. I guess it's all right to like put them somewhat on blast, but not like end their careers
destroy
and
them,
stuff.
yeah.
Destroy them. Be like, hey, what you said was kind of wrong, but hey, it's okay. You know what I mean? Just realize what you did. We're all adults. Let's be adults. Let's not be kids. It's so weird. So going back, I just want to. Love's the answer. I think.
I love it.
It trumps everything.
I love it. All right, guys. Constantly failing. Battery went out, but this is where you can find Richie.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm streaming everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, whatever you use to listen to music. My music video is on YouTube. Richie Valentine, I Die For You. All my ads on social media are going to be Richie Valentine, 2 E's. Instagram, Twitter.
Sweet. Yeah. You guys heard what it is. Link in the description for any of his stuff, or in one of the cards. I never know which side it's on. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks.